Hello everybody, I am Caroline, or aka the Carolife. That's the blog that I run, which is like lifestyle and fashion with like sustainability, empowerment, Christianity, all these kind of random little thingies thrown in there as well. And I'm so excited to welcome you to this first series called Real Life with Carolife. So this is going to be a series of interviews with amazing, wonderful, awesome people that have really cool and unique stories that I wanted to share with you guys and kind of give you an innuendo of what not certain people's, but just anybody's life looks like on a daily basis. And so it's going to just be interviews like this with awesome people, and I'm so excited to share them with you. I've got 3 more in the works that are coming after this one, and then obviously there'll be a continuation with this video since this is like part 1. So one more thing that I wanted to say before we get on to this, I don't know which way to point, onto this first video, is to please subscribe below so you guys can stay in tune with that new content coming out with this series, but also for all other content that I'll be releasing, like lifestyle and workout type stuff. And then I have all my social media links down below, so I would really appreciate if this is kind of your thing, if you like lifestyle, if you like beauty and sustainability, Christianity, all that cool stuff. All my social stuff is down below, and I'd really appreciate your follow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this first episode of Real Life with Carolife. Episode 1, I probably should just put up one finger. Episode 1 is about Meg. Meg is my older sister, and this is just a little bit about her life and who Meg is. And I'm really excited for you guys to meet her and to talk about her story. So yeah, let's get started. And I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. Welcome to this new blog series type mini series that I'm doing. I am the Carolife, or aka Caroline, and this is my sister Meg. You want to say hi, Meg?
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
My full name is Anna Margaret, but you can call me Meg. So I have 2 sisters, 1 brother, and 2 wonderful parents.
And Meg is 18, not Meg is 18. I'm 18. Meg is 21 years old. So the first question that I wanted to start with today for Meg is to just talk about her disability. So Meg, why don't you tell us a little bit about your disability and like what it's like to live with it, what that means.
Well, I have tourettes syndrome, like I said, and I like it. I love my disability, but it's just hard for me to do some stuff.
No, I think that's a really good summary. So Meg, as she said, she has Tourette's syndrome, so that means she'll pick up like habits, or she'll do something and it becomes like a repeated habit over and over. And it's been really good. We started some medication, I would say, about a few years ago, and I think that's made a really big difference for Meg, and not having Tourette's like control her life. So would you say that that's been a really good thing for you? I remember a tic that Meg had. That's funny now. It wasn't really funny when it was happening, but she used to really like to make donkey calls, and just like that. We're not bringing it back or anything, but that was kind of that was her thing for a while. But do you remember when you did like the actual donkey call, when you're like, kind of like that? Oh, okay. Like that. Okay, yeah, so we've moved on from those, which is good. We've progressed our tics. The first disability that we want to describe for Meg is Tourette's syndrome. Plenty of people live with Tourette's syndrome in the world. I think that some even like famous celebrities have come out about it, and it is not something to be ashamed of. It is not something that holds people back from their regular life. I just think of it as like a disability where you pick up habits, and they're really hard to stop. And for a lot of people, it's just subtle things like cracking your neck, or like picking your fingernails, little things like that are not very noticeable. But for Meg, sometimes they're just a little bit more, would you say they're a little bit more noticeable than some people's tics? Because usually yours are vocal. But yeah, it's been a journey together with our whole family, kind of learning about Tourette's and how to help Meg with it and how to make her life easier. I just asked her the question to tell us a little bit about if she has any advice for people who have Tourette's, or if she has anything to say to people that have family members or friends that have Tourette's, because you know what it's like to have it. So if you could tell us some nice things that people could that you'd appreciate if they said to you, or things that people could do to help people that have Tourette's syndrome, or if you have something you want to say to people that have Tourette's, I think this is your time to say that.
So people with Tourette's syndrome, don't be like, hey, you Tourette's syndrome person, you are so weird doing your Tourette's.
Or your tics.
Or your tics. And so don't say that, because it's going to hurt their feelings. Just because they have Tourette's syndrome, it doesn't mean you can just have that right to say that. Just be like, I love you, or just love them, hug them, and act like they're act like they're kind of like you, except for they have a disability. You don't be mean about it. Just say, hey, that's not your tic.
Or just say, I believe in you.
I believe in you.
We can get through this together.
We can get through this together.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I think what you're trying to say is to be encouraging.
Yeah, to be encouraging.
To not be mean to them or make them feel bad.
Yeah.
Because it's not their fault that they have Tourette's.
Yeah.
And they can't control their urge to do their tic.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about Tourette's, or just in general?
Well, if you love having Tourette's syndrome, that's a good thing, because you can't just because you have Tourette's syndrome, don't let it ruin your life. Because when I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome. I didn't even know I had it until I turned 16 years old. So.
Yeah, that's really great, Meg. I like how that's definitely coming from the heart of Meg, to not let this disability hinder you or get in your way, or just in general hold you back from doing things, because you are still a totally capable, awesome, wonderful human being, and this is just a minor part of your story, and a part of your story that's going to make you stronger, and it's going to make you better, and it's not something to be ashamed about. So Meg, I appreciate you sharing that very, very deep advice. I apologize for the change of scenery here. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a little bit more in detail about Meg. So as well as having Tourette's, Meg does have developmental delays, and my mom said that's probably the best way to describe it. And I just wanted to detail that for you guys so you could kind of know and specifically what that looks like for Meg. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say there's like 2 points. And the first one is that when I am describing Meg's developmental delays, I am not defining her by them, I am not limiting her by them, and I am not saying that this is all that Meg is, because as you've seen, Meg is an extremely capable human being, and she is not defined by having developmental delays. She is a person first, and that is kind of the second point that I was going to go into, is that whenever we're describing somebody or a person that has special needs or that has developmental delays, you should always use person first language. So if you've noticed, I've been saying a person with developmental delays has been a person first, and that is absolutely so true. Every single person with special needs and every single person that I've ever met that has Tourette's or any kind of disability is absolutely incredible. They're absolutely amazing. I know you guys can attest to that as well, and so we want to make sure that we're using language that is sensitive to that and that is honest in reflecting that. So as far as describing Meg's learning disability and developmental delays, specifically, the best way to understand it is that she has very high social skills and social abilities, and she's learning and growing those every day. And she also has great technical and academic abilities, but they're about age 9 to 11, and she's still growing and learning that as well, and she's not limited by those numbers, certainly, but that's probably a better way to kind of explain the overall from social to academic for Meg and what her specific learning disability looks like. And we have done some testing as far as like genetic and developmental delays studies, and there's no specific diagnosis that Meg has. And also my mom never had any issues during her pregnancy with Meg. It was one of the easiest ones that she had. So as far as all of that goes, we don't necessarily have an answer or a reason as to why Meg has developmental delays, but the thing about that is, I think Meg says this either before or after this video, that God made her the way she is, and she's perfect the way that she is. And so that's probably the best way that we can understand that and know that Meg is perfect and beautiful and loved and amazing and all of those awesome other adjectives that are coming to my mind right now when I think of Meg. So yes, there's not a technical diagnosis or like in quote reason, but I just kind of wanted to explain what that looks like from our point of view as far as describing Meg's specific learning disability. And then in this next video, Meg is going to describe, or I don't know which way to point, but she's going to describe kind of what that means for her and what that looks like for her in her everyday life. I kind of heard it from my point of view, and now I just want Meg to talk about hers a little bit and kind of just what it looks like to you. What are some things you can do? What are some things you can't do? And then how you deal with it and how you feel about it.
What I can do is read children's books and do like easy math worksheets. But what I can't do is read hard like books that was really small writing or really hard math problems. Do really hard math problems because it's just hard for me to just do that because my brain doesn't, unless I have a calculator like I said.
But Meg has a lot of strengths when it comes to things, so she loves to learn foreign language, so we try to do a word in Spanish every single day. So that's kind of our fun thing. We haven't been very good about it, have we? Mm-mm. We have a book that we write all the words in.
Yeah, so like here's one of the words that I've learned in Spanish. Flores, flowers.
Flores, flowers. Good, Meg. That's good. Good memory. See, that's another thing about Meg. She has really good memory. So like anytime like we in our family can't remember something, we're like, oh, what was the name of that person? Or like, what was that one thing we did 10 years ago? What was the name of that game? Meg always knows it. She has a really great memory.
Yeah, so
that's her strength. So I think the next question that I'm gonna say or ask Meg is how does it feel to have a disability, and kind of go into some feelings as opposed to like the fact-based kind of information. So would you want to talk about a little bit what it feels like to have a learning disability and to have Tourette's?
Well, for me, I would just say that just because I have a disability or I have Tourette's syndrome, I guess that it's okay if I have Tourette's syndrome because, I love it. I mean, I love the person I have become. Sorry, I'm just saying become, not became. And God made me the way I am, and He doesn't make mistakes. And I'm a beautiful woman. So, I might do stuff that normal human beings don't do, and so, but I also do stuff that a normal human being would do, but not all the time. So, yeah, that's how I feel about my disability.
That was very, very well said. I've never heard you say those things before. That was really great, Meg. I don't think I have anything I can say to follow that up because that's pretty incredible on Meg's part. But as you can see, she's a very optimistic person, and she finds the lemonade through the lemons or whatever. I don't know what that. Do you know what that quote is? I don't know what it is, but she always finds the silver lining and how to make the best of things. So thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, so I think that there is a word that goes unsaid and said that we should never call people that have special needs, and that's the R word. there's a whole movement behind this. It's a very serious topic. It's not something to joke about or something to use in everyday conversation. But the movement anyway is called Spread the Word to End the Word, and in hopes of never letting this derogatory word be an acceptable use in conversation or to call somebody. So Meg, do you have anything that you want to say about that?
Yeah, you would never want to say to anyone, "You're retarded." That is the worst word you ever can call someone. It doesn't matter if they have a disability or not. Don't say it at all. And Thumper, in the movie Bambi, Thumper would say, if you have nothing nice to say, do not say it at all. So please listen to Thumper, please. And not use the word retarded at all.
Wow, Meg, like I said, none of this is scripted, so that's really, really impressive that you made that parallel. I really appreciate that advice. That's good advice for everybody in general about like just life. Don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. Or if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good words there. And also I wanted to ask Meg if there's anything final that she has to say to the audience, kind of as a parting word or parting advice. So what do you think? Do you have anything else you want to add to any of this?
I could sound like characters. Oh, I mean...
Yes, you can. We're going to do that in a second. But what about like advice or just any statements or kind of like summaries of what we talked about?
For those people who have Tourette's syndrome or any kind of disability like ADHD, Asperger's, just know that you are perfect the way you are. She is perfect the way she is, and she doesn't let her disability let her down.
And everybody that has disability is just as perfect, and they are wonderful the way they are. And they should love it and they should own it, right? Just like you do, Meg.
Yep.
You own it, girl.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so one last thing that I wanted to address is just that I don't want you guys to think that this video is my way or our way of explaining how anybody that has special needs, a disability, or a learning disability feels, lives, works, any of that, because all of their stories are so beautiful and so unique. We have to be careful not to let one person that's a part of a group define that entire group of people. So this is just our way of explaining Meg's walk and how Meg's life is. So yes, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that I was not making this video as a way to define that entire group of people because they are so unique and have their own beautiful, amazing stories. So we are wrapping up episode 1, kind of detailing Meg's life and what it's like to kind of be Meg. So make sure you guys stay tuned for other episodes down the road where we learn a little bit more specifics and fun things about Meg, like her favorite things to do or what her opinions are about COVID-19. And then I'm also going to be doing some parts of the episodes that are what it's like to have a special needs sibling and what it's like to walk that walk every day. Just like we started the video with something a little goofy. I know that I can't really rap, but Meg can certainly beatbox. We're going to end the video with something a little goofy. And Meg has another hidden talent. She has lots of hidden talents that is talking like characters. So I was going to ask Meg to do some of her impressions for you guys. And I think her best one is Mickey Mouse. So Meg, do you want to do a little impression of Mickey Mouse for us?
I'm Mickey Mouse! Wait, no, that was horrible.
No.
I'm Mickey Mouse! Oh, Potter, that's my pal. That's my pal. Oh, boy. Oh, Potter, that's my good dog.
That's really good. If Disney wants to hire her, she's looking for jobs, right? That's pretty good, Meg.
Yeah, I'm goofy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yahoo!
Who's that, Meg?
Chewbacca.
Oh, okay.
Luke, I am your father.
Wow, we really
I'm
wanted...
Mario. I'm Mario.
I'm Luigi. Oh my, we are really fitting in a lot of impressions in here.
Pika
aren't we?
pika.
Oh my.
Pikachu.
We have to save some for next time.
Oh wait, sorry.
Save some for next time. Got a little excited there to show off your talent, didn't you? Oh my. Okay, well, stay tuned for more characters. I don't know if there's any characters left to do next time, but we'll have that be our job
Trust
this
me,
week.
there's a couple more I can do.
Okay, good. So we will be back for more episodes then. So in that case, we will see you later. We hope that you guys are staying home, that you're staying healthy, and that's pretty much all I have. Meg, do you have any final parting words you want to say to people?
Thank you, and just know that your disability is perfect the way it is.
I love that. Take care, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we love you guys so much.